Wisconsin, and I am a photographer, first of all. I've been doing photography for 35 years. It was corporate photography in New York City, a lot of architectural abstracts in black and white. I then moved to Western North Carolina and was enthralled by the beauty of this place, and I went into digital camera, so that was film, and then I got into digital photography. And so I've been doing photography close to 30 years. I do have 2 degrees, one in fine art from Kent State University way back, and then I have the School of Visual Arts in New York City where I received a degree in photography. I enjoy mixed media. I enjoy doing intaglio, silk screen, mixing things together. I would take photo silk screens and then put the ground on the intaglio prints and just come up with something new as a concept. So I've always been interested in mixed media. These days I'm doing portraiture, mostly animals. I've got a real connection to animals. My loves are the dogs and cats and horses. And I also had a recent experience in Minnesota where there was a 200-acre patch of land owned by a guy, older man, fed these bears for 30 years, but he was close to dying, so he sold the property to a photographer I know. I went to the place, and there'd be 70 bears on a 1-acre meadow with stones and food on each one of these stones. And the bears would come in from the wild and feed every September for about a month. They had a really strong encased wrought iron steel place where they had all the food, trail mix and apples and cherries and all kinds of good food for bears. We had 4 workers who would dump the food all around the 1-acre patch. I was able to be on the ground with the bears and my camera with a tripod, 10-foot minimum, 1 knee only if I got down. And from 7 a.m. until late afternoon for 3 days, I photographed the bears. It was an incredible experience. I just felt there was a truce among humans, truce among the bears, and it was a life-changing event for me. So I'd like to introduce to you Star. I named her. She was up in a tree. She was asleep. I happened to wake her up. This is one of the photos of her sleeping. She's laying on a branch, and so she was asleep and I woke her up. She stayed in the tree the whole time, but she was listening and I kept talking to her. She wanted to know who I was, what I was about. She was very curious, and that's unusual for bears. They're usually more afraid of humans, but doesn't she look calm? Doesn't she look just very, very interested? So for about 45 minutes, I photographed her every way, shape, or form. She started doing her toes and grooming and looking for fleas, and she would stretch. She napped a couple times, and then she sat up and just really, really concentrated and listened. And that's when I captured this image. Unfortunately, I was up against a shed, so I was 10 feet away from her. My lens was the scale was just right to capture her. So it was a real gift. The banner, the selected image for that was a portrait of a mama, a sow, and her cub, and it's Grace, the mama, and Ginger, she's a red cub. And they were so endeared. The cub was doing and mimicking everything the mother was doing. So learning how to protect herself, keep her eyes open, and watching behind, beside, everywhere. And I watched them have a really good, kind of enchanting little thing happen where the mama gives kisses. And the way she gives kisses is they nibble on the neck. They just grab the neck of the cub. And then in turn, the cub came around and nibbled her on the neck. So I have that sequence of photos. It was so cute. So I've been photographing now here in the Hendersonville area. I've been doing an awful lot with the Tryon Equestrian. I was at the World Equestrian Games and photographed there. And so horses, love the power of a horse. And then I do pet portraits. But the painting happened during COVID. COVID kept me from my clients. So I began to get photos from my clients, or if I had already photographed their pets, I began to paint. So I'm doing pet portraits, children, adults, families, and animals of all kinds, lions, bears, haven't done a tiger. But I am very happy, very busy, and I want to thank the Hendersonville Community Co-op for their sponsorship this year, or these 2 years really. They're just wonderful. I love their natural, wholesome food, which I do shop at very often, and also wanted to thank the Art League of Hendersonville. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you around. Thank you.
My name's Gretchen, and I'm the outreach coordinator for Hendersonville Community Co-op. And that just means that I get to sort of be the loud voice that speaks for the co-op. As a cooperative, we are owned by over 4,000 families, and decisions are not made by one single person. So supporting anything that has to do with community is an important part of the vision and principles of the co-op anyway. We obviously sell food, so we're selling things that nourish your body, and we'd like to hope also your mind and your soul. But we also recognize that food isn't the only thing that helps to get folks through. Art and music are just as important to our daily diet as the food that we eat. So we notice that our owners and shoppers support the arts in this community, and we know that that's important. And we also know that seeing beautiful things that are created by those people who are empowered with the gift of talent of actually making beautiful things is important. So the co-op supports the arts. It's a part of what we all need every day. I read something once that said that art will comfort the disturbed and will disturb the comforted. And we all need to sort of feel that sense of wonder and aliveness every day. So the co-op supports the arts, and we're glad to do so.